there are so many youths who are coming up with a move to try and pick up some of these leadership positions that we are having in the country all the way to 2022 general election, and that's what is the base of our discussion this morning. Do you feel like, how is the situation when we are talking about youths taking up leadership position, whether if it is important for some of these youths to take up this position, and how well are they being received and embraced by the society in a bid to try to become leaders in general? Now, that is what we'll be seeking to find out from my guest. Like I mentioned, is one who has done matters to do with politics of the day and issues about meeting and mingling up with youths. And she's also a leader. She'll be explaining where exactly she's coming from and what are some of the few things she's doing in the line of leadership. I'm talking about one REHEMA KITETO, who is also aspiring to become the ward representative for Chengoni Samburu ward. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Sorry for that technical hinge.
It's okay.
Right. I love your patience. But it says it pays.
It's a virtue that everyone should have.
Definitely. Now, like you had mentioned earlier, some bit of an introductory statement about who exactly is REHEMA, where does she come from, and what exactly does she do?
Oh, REHEMA is a youth. I come from Samburu. Samburu is found in Kinango sub-county, Kwale County. It's along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway.
Right.
And Samburu is my home. So you see, when you share your posters or you declare that you want to see people confuse you, as in they normally assume that you're married. I'm not married in Samburu. It's my home area.
I would love you put it audible enough for people to hear out there.
And like, I live with my parents. I'm not yet married. I'm a youth, like that pure youth. So
you're not yet married, in short?
I'm not yet married.
Right.
And yet we want leadership. So in Samburu, I work as a social worker, community staff, as a freelance, sometimes as a volunteer. Freelance, by freelance I mean I work with, sometimes with the national government, sometimes with the county government, sometimes with different NGOs. Like I'm not employed per se. Yes, and then I'm also a youth leader serving under the Kwale Youth Assembly umbrella.
Right.
That was formed recently in 2019, and it's been operational now for some months.
Right.
Yeah, serving there as a deputy speaker, as a chairperson of the Gender Mainstreaming Committee, and also now as a representative of my ward.
Right.
Yes, and I'm an author. I've published a book, a children's book, grade 5, and I'm also an editor. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm a graduate as well.
Very, quite a lot.
So,
I think my very true will end here. But of course, speaking about you wanting to be a leader, and you're already a leader like you've mentioned, ushaipata statement kama wewe mtoto mdogo utatuambia nini?
Oh yeah, it's something we face every day. Because when you say you're a leader to all people. Like this is the community. Community kuna wazee, kuna watoto, kuna wamama, kuna kila mtu. Alafu now check of the history, the leadership history of that place.
Right.
There have been old people, like ni wazee. Sasa unarudi mama anasema utatuambia nini? But of course they don't tell you directly, like they listen. Basi unasikia huko na huko anaenda ukisema yule msichana sasa. So yes.
Does that in any way bother you or worries you?
It gives me power.
It
challenges me to, to do extra, like to do more, like to prove, to cover my age.
Right.
Yeah, rather than, it's okay, kama ingekuwa tu, that age, labda ningesema already washani accept. But no, I'm a youth, I have to prove myself.
Right.
Though not proving to them, but proving also to myself. Yes.
Why do you think there is this thinking that for you to become a leader, you need to get to be somebody of a certain age or somebody with a certain status in the society? Talk about whether if you're married or not.
I think vitabu vile tumelelewa na pia vile tumefunzwa. Unasikia hizi statements ambazo zinatajwa na wahenga walisema, wahenga ni akina nani? Wale wazee. Because they believe wisdom comes with age, which is so wrong. That's not true.
So
yeah, wale wajinga wanakuwa wazee. Yes. So it means you can meet someone who is 24 and someone who is 50, but this 24-year-old thinks more than this 50-year-old.
Right.
Yes. So wisdom doesn't come with age, and people should, I think we should bring down that narrative. Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, you're telling me like you're a leader, you believe yourself as a leader with regardless whether if you whatever age.
Yes, because leadership is about service. You serve these people. It's kind of, you show them direction. So what does age have to do with this thing? So I am my youth. My age is that age, and I believe I am a leader, I can lead my community well.
Very true.
Yes.
Your age ndogo yenye iko utakuwa unatuambia, maana I think my producer is very keen on that. But of course we out from that as well. When you are out there speaking to the mamas and babas out there, how do you get to understand, or how do they even listen to you? You know, I'm trying to figure out, with the kind of wazees I know, they can even interrupt your speeches.
It depends on the content. If you go with the content that fits them, umeenda hawa wazee wamelala njaa hawana chakula, and then you go with the content that address your issue, they will definitely listen to you.
Right.
Yes. Umeenda mashamba yao yamekauka, wanataka chakula, naambia kuna hii kitu tunaweza fanya. They normally listen. Like they don't like your narrative kwa hawasikizi vijana. I think it's a bit wrong, but they do listen. Neither to how will they take it after that.
Right.
Yes.
And do you feel also there is a kind of the challenges that you're going through in a bid to try and propose yourself as a leader out there to the older age?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Even my presentation, I'm a youth. I love style. Even as you look at me,
I can see it.
There's the way I dress as a youth. There are times where they want to see someone different. They don't want to see yule kijana ambaye anakaa mang'ao, anasema kijana yuko na moto moto. Yes, so there's issue of presentation. Like, how do I live me as a youth? Like, be me as a youth, and how do I present myself to a way of how watu wengine watani accept? Right,
yeah. Definitely. Now, I want to take you back a little bit. In the beginning of the show, we were discussing about how exactly can the youths be a change to the society. And out from that, do you feel also it's wise and it's possible for the youths to play a bigger role in terms of changing the society that we live in?
Yeah, they it's not even a request, it's not something that they should be told, it's something that they should take it. Like, they are the change drivers. Why? Because they are the majority. Most issues, as in most of the issues that we currently face as a community, nyingi zinawaangukia wao.
Right.
Talk of unemployment, talk of riots, talk of insecurity, talk of, I don't know, so many things. So it's they're supposed to take the initiative of bringing change to the community. Yeah. Right.
Going forward, do you look forward to having that change? You know, it's something like I seem that we are talking day in, day out. We have this kind of conversations about youths being the fact that they are 70%, I don't know what, in the population. Do you feel like it's something that will materialize?
Yeah, I believe it will materialize because there's an awakening. There is the revolution part. Like, youth are taking, as in they're taking advantage of the position that they have. Wanasema vijana ni viongozi wa leo. So I think imeanza kusink kwetu, and like we're trying to crack, to bring down hizo blocks ambazo wametuwekea.
Right.
I think the whole country. Right now nimeona aspirants wamekuwa wengi. And we're not talking of, when you talk of youth should get into leadership, we're not talking of political, the elective post peke yake. Like in offices as well. I can see even in this station, like we have so many youth. Unajua kwa kitambo ilikuwa ni wazee because they believe they are the moral, like wako morally okay, like these are as in they're supposed to be the face of our country, like they're supposed to be in the media. So they're taking position, they should take positions. And I believe in a few years, if not, yeah, I think in a few years, we'll have the change that we need, like youth will take those positions.
Very true.
Government, I think it's right. Yeah.
Of course, we'll be speaking about whether if we've made strides as a government, as a country, in terms of engaging youths in leadership positions everywhere in different sectors. Not talking about the political leaders alone. We also have different type of leadership positions elsewhere. Whether if it's materializing in our country or it's a dream that may not even become to be true some other day. That's a story that we'll come to discuss later on. But coming back now to the current discussion that we are having, youth and leadership. The first question will be, do you feel like currently youths are taking up these positions that we are there, or it's just a talk of the town and it's nothing that it's practical that we see?
If I'm among them, if today I'm among them who want to take this leadership position, then that means it's not just a talk.
Right.
It's something that is happening on the ground. 1 year ago, I didn't know that I was really among them who want to take these leadership positions, especially the elective posts.
Right.
But now I'm here, and there are several others who want the sense. They want to take these seats. So yes, it's not just a talk, it's something that is happening on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
What exactly triggered this move to try and we see most youths turning out to become and want to become leaders?
I think because of the pressing issues, unemployment is daily rising. Youths are getting depressed. Like youths, again, there's so many organizations that have come to play, like they're trying to empower these youths, like trying to show them what they can do.
Right.
For instance, the youth assemblies that zimeanza kila county. Like tumeanza, unajua ile kitambo unaona, kukuwa kiongozi, there's that it was kind of mystery, like something that we didn't know, something that can be achieved. So as many organizations go into mashinani kueleza vijana, you can do this, it doesn't take much, it doesn't require a lot, you have the potential, the empowerment story.
Right.
It's making this youth check. Yeah.
Right. Do you see or rather, if I may ask in very simple terms, do we have light at the end of the tunnel as far as leaders or youth leaders are concerned?
Light at the end of the tunnel, pardon?
I'm asking the fact that we have these kind of leaders, youths who are picking up these positions in leadership. Do you feel like there is light at the end of the tunnel, talking about how things are and how we are being run as a country, as a society, as different sectors?
Yeah, I believe when you have these youth, when they actually take these positions, things will change.
Right.
I believe they'll change. Like they'll represent us. They will do what you've been asking these other leaders to do. Yeah, I believe again, wale ambao wanataka hizi positions, see, I think they have the qualities that we need. Like wale ambao ni viongozi wa kweli, achana wale ambao wanabebwa na wevo, ni time ya vijana wengi wanataka kuingia. Bali yule ambaye ameona indeed there's a gap that is there that needs to be filled. Right.
Speaking about the gap, do you feel also there is a need and there is an importance of we as youths to pick up these positions?
Yeah, there is.
What is the need exactly? Who cares about it in the first place?
There are gaps. Just okay. I'll trim this down to my area. Yes, I don't talk of the whole country. I just want to talk why me, my area, which has been led by as in old. I don't want to call them old people, but people who are aged. It's a norm that mtu ana retire anafanya kazi civil service, I don't know, akifika ile akisha retire, then that's time for politics. This person who has no career interest. But talk of someone who is around 20, 25, anaingia politics, something that is not that easy, iko na challenges zake, but this is a person who has seen the need.
Right.
Like there are youth who are not well represented. There are youth who want their issues addressed. For instance, my area. Naweza sema viwanja, vijana. The state of those field, county imejenga, but haziko sawa. Na hiyo ni kazi ya representative of the ward. Aya, twende kwa mambo ya entertainment, like we need social halls, youth halls. Other wards ziko, lakini kwetu hakuna. These are issues, like these are youth issues that this mzee alikuwa anafaa kushughulikia, but yamekimbilia kuangalia mambo mengine. So,
right.
There are gaps. There are gaps. Like we youth don't feel represented enough.
Right. And somebody will be keen to ask whether if you're just looking at the gaps that mainly pertains the youths alone.
No. I stand here as a youth. I stand here as a woman. I also stand as a child, and I also stand as a community member of that area.
Right.
Yes. So I represent all these people. If you check my manifesto, I think it's there in the media. I address every issue, kuanzia mtoto, mama, mzee na kijana, hawa wote kuna issues. Hapo kuna zile issue ambazo zinakata across. When you talk of water, our area is semi-arid.
Right.
We need water. The youth need water. The women need water. The wazee need water. The companies need water. Let's talk of food, agriculture. Saizi ni time ya ukame, hakuna chakula. Hata we are wondering the next 2 months tunafanya nini. So these are issues that cut across. Hai affect kijana, hai affect mom, hai affect mzee, zote. Yes, and then land issues, talk of land issues. Mwanzo land issues, like we don't have title deeds. Saizi familia unaamka unapata notification ambapo hapa siku yenu muondoke. So huyu kijana ambaye anaambiwa ondoke atajenga wapi? Hakuna pesa, hana kazi, anafaa kununua land. So you see, these are issues. So we have to look into the future, we have to look at our country, our current, and we have to look at our past as well.
Right. Is the society embracing these youth leaders that are coming on board? Do you feel kwamba wamewakubali pale nje?
not yet though, not yet. Wanasema ni ile tu wengi wanaimba ile kwa mdomo but kwa matendo.
Different.
Yeah, different. Like when I stand as a youth and then say time ya politics, siasa, like you're heading for the election 2022. I understand. Ni time ya kijana unapata ile menda chini. Because I don't know, but we pray, we look forward to a society that is receptive. The youth.
Right, of course. We do believe that maybe to some extent there is some bit of good reception from the society.
Sure.
And whether if they will try and embrace you. Remember, that is a discussion that we are having this morning about whether if youth can make good leaders. Remember, that's what we're discussing together with my guest, one who has done matters to do with leadership at large. She's one of the few youths that are making up points in making sure that come 2022, they may become some of these leaders that we are talking about here. Now listen, we'd like to hear what you have to say concerning the show. What do you have to say concerning the topic of discussion, youths and leadership, whether if it's time for the youths to take up this leadership position, or we should just leave it to the people and the leaders who have already aged, as it's been talked about here by my guest. But coming back to you, people say that youth don't make good leaders. Do you believe to that phrase?
No, I don't. And why do they say we don't make good leaders?
They say once you get to a position, maybe you just seek to, I don't know, do your stuff. And unataka kujijenga bado kama kijana.
Ouch, no, that's a wrong. That's a wrong mentality. I think they're trying to, it's their defensive line. That vijana hawafai kuingia, because again vijana wameamka, wanataka uanzao. So wanasema kijana kiingia anashughulika mambo yake, but that's not true. That's not true. Unaona, why do I advocate for youth? Like why youth should take leadership positions? I'm a youth. So let's take a youth in between that 5 and 18. Hii age group iko katikati ya two other age groups.
Right.
We're talking of children. Children are 18 years and below. Then we're talking of the other age group that is 36 and above. So huyo kijana, this youth will definitely know as yuko karibu na hawa ambao wameacha hapa nyuma, the children, the children issues. And then this kijana will also be looking into the future. Like I'll be turning 50s, I'll be old, I'll be retiring. What kind of future do I want? Akifikiria hivyo, then anashughulikia hata wale ambao tayari ni wazee na hao vijana wenzake ambao watahead uzeeni. Of course we don't want to reach 50s and we're still sleeping hungry, you know, like we can't take care of our families. So that's not true. A youth will go in there, and remember, a youth, yeye ni creative. Youth are very creative.
Right.
Youth are very energetic. Youth are flexible. Let's, you can even analyze the youthful leaders that we have in this country. Talk over kina Mohammed, Jicho Pevu, talk over kina Jagwa, talk over kina Babu Wino. These people have vocal. Tell me, well, kuna wale wazee, hata wao ambao tunawasikia saizi kina James Orengo and all that, kina, they started as youth. Ndio maana paka saizi bado wako vibrant. Angalia wale ambao wameingia wakiwa wazee. Juzi uliona ile list ambayo ilitolewa wale ambao hawajaongea bungeni. So check the age. These are people who are kind of stuck to tambaya, but ni watu wame-retire. They're no longer active. They can't really move into our issues and tackle them well. So youth can be good leaders. We are not going there to fulfill our own wishes, but for these people that we represent. Right. Yes.
Very true.
And again, leadership should be separated with this thing of age. Like tusiangalie uongozi na umri. Tunaweza kuwa vijana 10 wote tunataka useme hawa ni vijana tunafaa kuwapigia, lakini kuna kijana ambaye hapo ni kiongozi. Si wote vijana wote ni waongozi. Kuna ambao anaenda kwa tamaa zao, kwa kuwa ameona yeye ni celeb atapata kura, ataingia huko na akija kule hata represent watu wake. Right. So yes, so people should keep this thing of age wake tu mbali, angalia mtu a person as a person, like wasianze kuangalia umri. Ikisoma na wao wasianze kusema oh Rema umri wake ni gani, umri wake ni gani. No, just listen to my serers. Yes. Definitely. They should listen to your serers. Yes. Sera zako zinauza. Zinauza tu. Wasikize sera. Right. And I'm happy because you've brought the issue about how we can separate leadership and age. Yeah. We also, some time back, we had a discussion of whether if we can separate leadership and education level. What about that? No, we can't. That you know. We can't separate education and leadership. I believe we can't. Again, unaona kama
there are educated people who don't make good leaders, and we have uneducated people who make good leaders. You see?
Okay, by a good leader, it means by a good leader, what does that person mean? Unataka kiongozi
Service
bora
to people.
Service to people. Okay, but sasa service to people, again usi confuse position ya chief na legislator. Chief yeye pale atakuja kutatua maswala yenu ya nyumbani, hiyo hahitaji degree. Lakini ule legislator anafaa kwenda bungeni, aelewe miswada, aelewe nini kinahitajika watu wake.
Kwa hivyo lazima awe na degree.
Okay, si lazima degree, but akuwe msomi.
Kama vile uko nayo.
No.
So are you in agreement with that proposal to have the degree thing?
I don't know.
Kind of yes, kind of no.
Yeah, as a 50-50.
Yeah. But whichever the case, you are good to go.
I'm good to go. Again, naweza sema na advocate watu waseme, ni kwa sababu yuko na degree, wale wapinzani wake wote hawana. Because again, kama hiyo degree itapita, tumebaki watu watatu.
Kwa hivyo tayari unajua wapinzani wako.
Mimi hapo napita tu vizuri. Lakini sasa si unasikia inapingwa. Yeah. Actually ilivyotangaza hivyo, wewe nilisikia kama roho yangu imemwagiliwa maji. Because kuna jamaa mwingine ana pesa man. Sasa ana degree, so nikajua yeye ameenda nje ya race. So hapo nikupita tu.
Kumbe kuna watu wanakutishia pale, na pamoja na kizungu kingi hivi kuna watu wanakutishia.
Wewe pale chini ile mama na kuna mama ambao anaangalia pesa. Wewe umeita watu unaambia sera zako. At the end lazima wapatie pesa 200 kamia na get. Yes, but sasa yeye akaenda na achia watu 500. Wewe umeenda pale mdomo kavu. Umeitwa mazishi hata uendi na pesa. Umeitwa michango hakuna yenye umeitikia.
Sema marehemu alikuwa mtu mzuri sana. Familia Mungu awapatie nguvu. Na wewe umewachia nini? Mungu atawapatia nguvu na wewe. Lakini hizo ni changamoto za uongozi.
Yes, watu tupokee tu vile tuko. Nimekwambia they should separate our pockets, our age and leadership. Leadership is not our pockets.
Right.
I'm a good leader, by the way. Just let them give me the seat. It's just that I don't have cash.
But the pocket is a problem. Right. We are still proceeding with the discussion. Now, what makes a good leader, a good youth leader? What do you think makes a good youth leader?
A good youth leader. Responsibility?
Do you think they are responsible as such? A youth now, you know I'm talking about youth, and like you mentioned, there are so many here in our studios, some of which I think they are not responsible as such. You know, I'm not going to name names here.
Manager nasikia.
Okay?
It's okay. Youth, they make good leaders. Why? Because one, they're energetic, they are creative, they are flexible. I think it's in us. It's in us.
Right.
We're creative. You're a youth. And then something else we can be about strategically position between these two age groups, and then they're also representative the majority. Yeah. So wako na ile weight wako nayo. Yeah.
So you think kwamba there are qualities that youth leaders are supposed to be having zenye umezitaja?
Okay. What they should have, I think, for them to be good leaders, they should be responsible, committed, competent enough. By competent, we know competent. Yes.
Very true. Umesisitiza hapo kwa competency. Sijui yani wewe.
Mimi sipendi mtu mwenye kitu anafaa kufanya alafu afanye vile kinatakikana. Yes. Nimefanya nao kazi back in campus, but I was a leader.
Which campus?
Egerton University, Nakuru. And I was the team leader of a certain magazine. So unaambia design hii poster, imefika deadline, hajafanya anything, ama amefanya kitu ambayo hata haiko vizuri. So unashanga, why don't you own your office and do your duties? Yes. Right.
You sound so strictly. Strict, I mean.
And even my campaigners, when we're talking, naambia, this is my career, politics is my career now. You are a medic, you are a teacher, you are who. So wakati mkija kwangu, si mnanisaidia mimi nikuwe, but make sure also your path is doing well. Sijui tukua una kampenia REHEMA, ukirudi kule ufanye kazi yako udaktari vizuri. Tunakosana. And I believe this is the team that I want to carry to my office. That tukienda pale si mambo ya wewe ulinikampenia na kupatia hatu na kuweka chairperson of the bursary, unanifanyia mambo sijui ya kadi. Mama apati. Hapana. Vitu zinyoke.
Nini ilikupatia msukumo wa kutaka kuwa kiongozi japo kwa umri wako huo?
Umri wangu mkubwa usione hivi.
Sijaona mimi kama mkubwa.
Well, chenye kilinipea msukumo is because of the gaps that I noted in my area. Gaps that I feel then hazikuwa addressed vizuri And the people who are owning these offices are taking advantage of our cries.
You want to tell me at your age and as young as you want, unaona kuliko wale wazee ambao wako pale?
Wanaona wazee.
What do you mean?
Viongozi. Wewe utakosa kuona maji, as in maji ni shida, utakosa kuona.
Wajua waweza kuwa
utangoja umri ndio uone kuwa.
Ngoja nikuulize Rehema. Huenda kwamba kuna gap pale umenotice ya kwamba kuna maji. Lakini ile mikakati ya jinsi maji yafai uje pale pengine wewe kwa umri wako hutafahamu.
I guess. Nimekwambia empowerment is something, is the message, the gospel that is spreading right now. Unaona when Kwale Youth Assembly set in. Before Kwale Youth Assembly, I didn't know, niliona tu ni haki yetu sisi hatuna maji ni issues za kawaida. Wacha niingia Kwale Youth Assembly and then you are told like unafunguliwa kitabu like this is your right. This is something that's supposed to, this huyu MP wako ama huyu kiongozi wako anafaa kufanya hiki na hafanyi. Yes, so it's when akili yangu kwanza kufunguka na una okay, hii stima inahitajika hapa, kiongozi amefail. Maji yanahitajika, kimefail. Mfereji umewekwa 10 million, maji hayajafika, engineer yuko wapi? As in kulienda endaje napata. So I started noting those gaps, and the more I noted, the more I felt angered. The more I felt more sick. Alafu nimekwambia mimi ni social worker, community work. I'm dealing with these people. Wakulima niko nao almost 24 hours. Niko na wao mashambani. So nawajua watoto tunako barabara, watoto wanaenda shule bila viatu. Watoto mara unasikia leo wameenda, kesho wote wamerudishwa nyumbani, mtaani tu ni uniform tu, hawaendi shule. Una get? Yes. So issues are there. So I've been noting and then 2020 sets in. And then kuna ile vijana nimefanya kazi mtaani by the way. So vijana akasema Rehema, unaonaje ukaingia siasa? Ile unaonaje ukaingia? And then not only the youth but also old people.
They tell you?
Yes, the leaders.
What do you think they saw in you that makes them say that?
I truly don't know, but I think responsibility. Like you given and then kujituma. I think responsibility and kujituma. Like unafanya tu kitu, umeona kuna gap and then you just go and do it on your own, ama you bring people together and do it. After I'm a volunteer social worker. Like tumejengea mzee nyumba. That was my first project nilipotoka shule. Like kuna mzee alikuwa analala kwa chini ya mti. Like hakuwa na nyumba ile umeka.
Watu wake wako wapi mzee mpaka alale chini ya mti?
Alitoka, tuseme kuna zile family wrangles. Asa ametoka ameishi kando peke yake. Alafu ni pastor huyu mzee. So azimeshaka kwa vibaya. So my village administrator akasema Rema, nataka tutembee mahali. So nataka kujua community yako, sema ya. So tukaenda tukapata mzee kwa hali mbaya. So I came back, mobilized for funds. Tukamjengea nyumba nzuri, kanunuliwa paka simu, yuko tu sawa. Na get, so nikaona it's something that can be done. And the community can trust to even. But it's a blessing, Community kukwambia, go for this. Yeah.
What difference will you bring? In terms of what you'll bring on board now? You know, you've mentioned here about gaps, there are leaders currently, of which maybe their term maybe is ending in the next 12 months, and someone will be keen to note, Rehema atakuja na nini?
Rehema anakuja na unity, kwanza. Like my area is divided.
In terms of tribal what?
There is tribal, there is geographical. Like huku ni kwetu, hakuna kuvuka mpaka sasa. Unajua ile siasa inapigwa kule, naambiwa hiki kita kifai kuvuka reli. Hiki kita kifai kuvuka ile tama. Tunapata sasa Samburu Changoni. These are two locations. So I'm coming from Changoni and then there is Samburu.
Hiki kita kivuki reli. I've heard of that, yeah.
So watu wa huko wanasema tunampigia wakwetu hiki kita kifai kuvuka huko kwingine. Pia kule wako nao kama watano na kwa watano. So unapata kuna. So I believe when I go in, I'm the only female aspirant, by the way, and then I'm the youngest. Actually, I'm the youngest. I think Kwale yote, but sasa in my area. So I think I will unite the youth, the old, the women, the children, because again, nimekuwa nikizungu kama shule nikiitwa. I'm an author actually, so like they call me kuongea na watoto kuwafunza kizungu, just to yes. So I go in. First is unite these people, bring them together to solve shida zetu. Unapata wanasema, mbona waseme kita kivuki reli? Upande huko hakuna lami kabisa. Huku shida ya maji iko. Upande wengine kuna MP alikuwa huko Gonzi.
I know him.
Yes. So Gonzi is an MP, barabara imewekwa huko kote paka inatokea Kinango. But sasa this other side kuko hali mbaya. So nasema kiti kikienda kule ni basi hao watu watakuwa wakipanda gari wakienda, hawataona hizo shida zetu. Maji. Juzi niliadua group nyingine, afu kuna aspirant. So sikujua kwa hiyo area yake. nikaja story nyingi, sorry. So nikaingia sasa, akasema mheshimiwa, ujue the people, I didn't ask to be added. Akasema mheshimiwa, ujue umeadiwa kwa group ambao watu wanakunywa maji sawa sawa na wanyama. Watu wanakunywa maji ya green, hadi pictures zikatuma.
They even call you mheshimiwa huko?
Yeah, they call me mheshimiwa. Sometimes when I come back, it's because of the youth assembly that I'm in. Yeah. So wakaniambia, and then I said, "Osh, that's bad." But so walinitoa huyo aspirant akani remove. I think nilikuwa ni bedroom yake. Nimeingia. Yeah, so if bring these people together tuweke as in tupatie kipaumbele maji area yetu ikuwe sawa, ukulima wetu wa mama wetu, kila kitu kiwe sawa. So I want to bring these people together and together find a solution to our key problems. So that's what I'll bring on board.
Right. Last but not least, I need, if you'll allow me, we get some little bit of personal here, you know. You know, when ni kiongozi, tayari wewe ni mheshimiwa, lazima tukuelewe. Now, how do you get to balance between your personal life with the way you do your politics in as much as you're young? Unajua mimi hata wakati nikiwa age kama yako, but mimi ni mzee. Usinione hivi.
Labda tu ni months.
And during a time like this, miaka yenye tuko sasa, youth atakuwa na concentrate sana na life yake, kujijenga yeye mwenyewe, kujiplan vizuri maisha yake. Wewe utaniambia vipi uliamka ukasema ati nitakuwa kiongozi?
Well, it depends personal life yako iko aje. Like I say, my personal life imekuwa community life. Like I wake up and I can spend, naweza toka nyumbani 8, nirudi nyumbani 6. Hata bila shilingi kwa mfuko.
Umetoka kufanya community work?
Like
with this kind of economy.
Yes, ndio.
Na COVID-19 pamoja juu yake.
But it has been mvutano na familia as my dad. Akasema Remo utatokaje nyumbani 6 alafu rudi na shilingi. But it's something that I love. Like I understand, I can attend a meeting with my own fare without getting rebussed, you know all that. And I'm so comfortable with it. So sometimes ningeita mkutano dada anasema hebu uliza kwanza kama watakupea fare. And for me I'm so contented. I have my 500 shillings. It's okay, I can go. So it depends on your personal life. How is your personal? Kama personal life yako ni ya kwenda beach, kushinda beach, kwenda na girlfriends na boyfriends. Then
kuna jaba juu yake.
Yes. So it will be tricky for you.
Mbona venye producer amesmile?
Ulipata girlfriend ama jaba?
Hapo kwa jaba.
Oh, kwa jaba.
Right, but of course it's upon your choice kwamba ulichagua you want that kind of life.
Yeah.
And you're comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable with it, but I'm not sure whether those people around me are comfortable. When by comfortable I mean my people, as in my family, my immediate family.
Right.
My sisters, my brothers, my mother and father, and of course the other side, that other family that I'm going to join officially. Like I find naona bado wana struggle to adjust. But I believe they'll adjust. Naambia tu in the road. Tunaenda huko, so nyinyi mjisort tu. So like our sababu mali tu saizi liko open, people are coming in. So mama amezoea mtu anatoka huko akisema, natafuta mheshimiwa, naomba pesa, mtoto wangu amefukuzwa shule.
Na mheshimiwa ni wewe sasa? Mheshimiwa
ni wewe. Ama sema natafuta mheshimiwa, kijana wangu amaliza shule, anataka kazi. So mom sometimes alikuwa ana find it so hard. Like Rehema, tunajua una pesa, una kazi. Unasaidiaje watu?
Afuta kusaidia mtu akulipe fee.
Yeah. Ama sometimes nimekuwa kwa group, I'm handling like hundreds of cash. Like nimekuwa kama treasurer for the ile time of COVID-19.
Wewe ni treasurer?
Nilikuwa treasurer wa ward. Like my ward administrator aliniweka, so like tulikuwa tunasaidia sisi kwa sisi. Kama uko na pesa unatoa, kama uko na unga nini, alafu tunapelekea wale ambao wameathirika. So dada anashangaa Rehema, you're handling this cash, hauogopi kupora huko njiani. So sometimes nasema, sasa nikupatie security. So my dad, adjust, these are my people, they can't harm me. So I think adjustment something I'm still praying that they do well.
Right.
Yes.
Na katika upande wa mahusiano, manake hapo, uko lazima tufike hapo. How do you get to balance it? You know, definitely there are people, if there is someone, if not people, unaweza kuwa, I need to be clear on that. Maybe there is someone ako comfortable na hiyo stuff ya politics na leadership unasema hapo. Manake mimi mwenyewe tayari ningekuwa tayari siviezi.
Lakini kumbuka kuacha na kuachana, it's all of the day.
What do you mean?
Like
if it doesn't work with him, anaweza come mbele.
Anaweza enda, na pia mimi kama it doesn't work I go. I know the relationships may break because I'm into the community.
Mheshimiwa.
But I'm balancing.
Acha nikute mheshimiwa kwa mara ya kwanza.
Asante.
Unajua kenye unasema hapa it's real stuff. Si maswala hati ya kubahatisha hapa ati kwamba ati aende tu. What do you mean aende tu?
Sasa kama wewe haujanitolea posa, hatujaandika karatasi hapo tukisema umenioa. Is there any other code za kufanya wewe usiende kama una feel this is not working for you? This is my life.
How do you get to balance the two now?
Okay, it's so easy. It's okay. Let me explain.
Kuna mtu alinitumia jumbe hapa. Akaniuliza hebu nafikiri nani? Let me see.
Okay.
Namba yake inaisha na 357. Anasema muulize mheshimiwa whether she's approachable.
Approachable.
Sasa sijui alimaanisha approachability ya kivipi.
Wewe unaweza ni approach kama kuna issue zako. Yes, nimekwambia watu wanakuja bomba letu.
Mwanaume huyu nadhani.
Wewe mwanaume. Sasa ni approach anataka kazi. Anataka kusaidia.
Now, okay, sawa. Out from that, sasa pengine ukitembea pale nje, kuna wanaume wako pale nje na pengine uko kwa mkutano na dress. Wale mafisi huwa ndio vipi?
Well, it's an issue. Because again, ile my first poster. Ile nilieka, it was my tight dress. Unajua, like me kijana, yeah, so I was in a tight dress, green dress. And then, you know, my body ilikuwa imetokea tu vizuri. Sasa nimepost kuna leo, I mean, they didn't see the mheshimiwa part. They just saw a beautiful day.
They saw the
so,
lady.
Zile flyers nika-produce na pena. So, people are kissing that flyer.
Okay.
So see, it's
and a kiss mheshimiwa, it's not a big deal. Right.
But sasa nikaona, they sing the femininity, they sing me as a lady, they see mimi umbo langu, mimi kama mwanamke, but they don't see the other part.
Pengine wewe pia unatumia umbo lako kupata ushawishi pale nje.
That's not true.
Wajua pia ni strategy hiyo. Wajua politics is about strategy, you know?
It's about strategy. So like some people, no. It's a blessing. I take it as a blessing. People want to vote for me because ya umbo langu. But sasa I'm really not in that. Yeah. I'm kind of
sympathy vote term inaitwa nini ile?
I'm kind of gender blind. It takes some time for someone to remind me that I'm actually a woman.
Right.
I don't recognize myself as a woman. I just see myself as a human being. Yeah. So it's a challenge watu hao wanaume kuona because wamezoea mwanamke ni unapata kunengua kiuno, kutembea vizuri, kukatwalk, kujipaka marashi, look good, you know, all that. Ile mpomo ambayo niko kwa madukani yote ni yake. Then I go zero. I don't have any, if you can see. Yeah. So I'm trying to show these people that mwanamke si hicho. And then I tell you something that ili piss off. Citizen uploaded that my poster, like a 24-year-old girl. Did I mention my age? Yes, a 24-year-old girl is eyeing a political seat. So, wakaka picha ingine, I'm in a suit, I think pink suit and all that. Facebook mtu akaandika akisema this by the look mshana ni LGBTQ. You know LGBTQ?
You are right.
Yes, that community. Why? Because of my looks, I don't have the makeup and all that. I don't have earrings. That stuff, the way I'm dressed, the way I'm looking. That's bad. Mbona wameka mwanamke lazima kwa hivyo ndio akue.
Speaking of which, how do you deal with negative comments such as hiyo yenye imetolewa hapo?
They used to hit me. They still hit me till today, but just and I ignore them. I kind of reset. At the end of the day, kabla nilale, I normally reset to who I is. And I have a group of friends. I have an quick, to very personal, not even family, a friend. When anajua and understand how this thing is, how politics is, and is ready to work with me.
Right.
So at the end of the day, kuna ile reassurance, like unajiaffirm, Rehema, I'm not a bad person. Rehema, I'm a good person. I'm not what other people are saying. Then back to me. So we just shut the world around you.
Right. There is a youth pale anakutazama Rehema, and I mean, he's trying or she's trying to be like you simply because amekusikiza akasema I need to be like Rehema. Anaanzia wapi?
Anzia mashinani. That's where I started. From school.
Mbona nikuulize, mbona kila kiongozi akijaketi hapo yuanzia mashinani? Nyote mko hustler?
As in mashinani huwezi anzia huku juu. Unaweza anzia juu lakini mpaka utarudi pale chini.
Kwa hivyo uanzie chini ukipanda juu.
It will be hard for you to connect. I know leaders wenye saizi wanataka kura. They have big titles, but sasa wanashindwa, huyu mwananchi hapa chini kawaida anashindwa kuconnect. Na iko na pesa. So ile pesa ndio inawauza zaidi. Kwa sasa wewe kama kijana unataka kufika, sijafika mbali, I'm still kind of here. So but mali tunaanzia sisi wote ni hapo ground. I finished campus in 2019. Standard nikatoka, so I came back home with zero connection. Like sikuwa na connection yote, sijui naanzia wapi kazi, I'm an author and all that. Niko na ujuzi, sina ujuzi but niko na ile unapata the skills that tunafunzwa shule. I came back to my village. Ile tu kufikia, the only person I knew was my village administrator. Allow me to mention Hassan Nyae. And akajua passion yangu. Na wewe mwenyewe ujitume, nini unataka? And then sasa, I wanted to serve my community. So where do I start? I started at my home, my area. Pole tukafika paka kwa ward. Tumejulikana ward nzima. We do things as a colleague. Sasa si kufanya ile kijiji changu peke yangu. Hiyo watu wanasema sijui kutovuka reli.
Right.
No, right now I cross. So it's something, start from Apple, it's not a waste of time. Growing is inevitable. Like every day we must become something. Like it's something that is in us. We grow. So we can get opportunity, it will take years, it will take months, it will take days. You will grow.
Right.
Yes, and ujitume, ukue faithful, ukue patient. Patience is key. It's a virtue that you should carry along. Yeah.
Very true. Right, thank you for coming.
Thank
we
you.
wish you all the best going forward
with
your aspirations and whatever you want to do. Na watu wa Samburu kule ward, unasema ndo cha?
Chengoni Samburu.
Chengoni Samburu ward in Kinango sub-county, Kwale county. They should go ahead and put the consideration in you.
Yes.
I wouldn't say they should vote for you, they should judge.
They should judge.
They
should have. Mimi nitawaambia nipigeni kura. Pigia Rehema kura, pigia maendeleo, 100% empowerment. Na si ile maendeleo naletewa. I love Ruto style. Well, I'm not.
Tayari ushakuwa hustler.
But ile unaanzia huku chini like mnawaleta wote kwa pamoja, tunapanda wote kwa pamoja. Bottom up.
Uko sure kwamba tutapanda sote kwa pamoja ama mkichukua ndo mta?
Wewe ukielezea tunakuacha.
Ukiwa lezi
ambao tunakuacha. Like sasa it's the wheelbarrow narrative. I'm not complaining, but unapata ni wewe kujituma. Kazi hii tuchimbe mashimo tufanye tupande miti. Sasa wewe kama utasema kazi ikufai ama uko goigoi, tunakuwa sisi tunapanda. By the time we wake up tomorrow we'll be somewhere there.
Right.
Ndio maana hii wheelbarrow ulipewa ufanyie kazi.
Bila shaka.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, people should vote for me. Rehema, hakuna aspirant mwingine by the way mwenye anaweza kusaidia. It's only Rehema Kiteto. For the youth, for the children, for the women, for the olds. It's only Rehema.
Rehema Kiteto.
Yeah.
Call her. Pale mtaani wanakuita kama nani?
Rehema Kiteto tu.
Jina ile mtaani nickname.
They absorbed me with my full name. Rehema.
Okay.
Well, kuna wale wapenzi wanaita Remi, Ray.
Alright. Zile za Instagram.
Exactly.
Bila shaka. Right, on that note, definitely we're not taking a short break, rather. I'm even confused. I don't know what I'm saying. But thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate it. And of course, thank you for your time. I do believe out there you've understood how exactly you can be a leader, you as a youth, and some of the few details that you have gasped out from the interview that we are having together with one Rehema Kiteto, she's aspiring to be a ward representative in one of the wards in Samburu and in Kinango sub-county there in Kwale County.